It's the ABCs of wood. Hey, it's another ABCs of woodworking. We're all the way up to L, and L is for, well, if you've watched my show for any length of time, you might have guessed L is for lacquer. And really what I'm talking about here is spray lacquer, the kind that comes in a spray can. You can also get brushing lacquer, which produces a great finish, but it takes a lot more care and attention to apply. So for this video, I want to show you the fast, easy method I've been using for years and years to get a smooth, fantastic looking finish. There's really only one drawback to using spray lacquer: the cost. Right now, a single can of Deft spray lacquer is about $14 on Amazon. So I usually buy a 6-pack to save money, which is about $64. So it saves you like $20 if you buy it in bulk. Over the years, I've experimented with other brands, but none of them compared to Deft. It really does give noticeably better results, and it's easier to apply. And no, I am not sponsored by Deft in any way. It comes in semi-gloss, satin, and gloss. I usually go with the satin or semi-gloss. I really can't tell much difference between each of those. Occasionally I'll use gloss, but that requires a different technique for buffing it to a high gloss finish. You're gonna need a respirator that's rated for vapors. Lacquer fumes are really strong. A regular dust mask just won't cut it. Make sure you have good ventilation when you're spraying lacquer. If you can spray outside, that'll help too. I also recommend getting one of these triggers. They just snap on like that. And these are available at most hardware stores or home centers, and you'll really be surprised how much better control this gives rather than just using your finger. One of the reasons I like to use lacquer is that it dries so quickly. Usually by the time I'm done applying my first coat to a project, I can start back at the beginning and apply a second coat. Unlike polyurethane or varnishes, lacquer requires no sanding between coats. Polyurethane and varnishes are applied in layers, and in order for one layer to bond with the next layer, it needs to be lightly sanded to kind of scuff it up and give the next layer something to kind of bite into. I guess it's more of a mechanical bond. Lacquer, on the other hand, is a chemical bond. Each coat fuses into the next one. They kind of dissolve into each other into one, thick coat rather than multiple layers. I find that you can apply a second coat as soon as the previous coat is dry to the touch. On a warm, dry day, that could be less than 5 minutes. Before applying your first coat, make sure that you've sanded your project nice and smooth. I only sand to 120 or sometimes 220 grit. There's no need to sand it any finer or smoother than that. The smoothness of the surface will be determined by the finish, not the wood. I like to shake the can for about 20 or 30 seconds and then spray it on in overlapping passes for about 6 to 8 inches away. You might want to practice first on a scrap board to get the right speed and motion. If you go too slow, you might get blobs and drips, and if you go too fast, it'll go on too light, requiring more coats. Start the spray and moving the can before it reaches the board, and then release the trigger after it's already past the surface. This will help prevent uneven starting and stopping points. Again, that contributes to drips. Avoid swinging your wrist, which will cause a thicker application in the middle and less on the sides. You'll have to just develop a feel for it. Different materials will accept lacquer differently, and I usually apply lacquer to end grain, for instance, slower and with more coats because it just tends to soak it up. Once the first coat is dry to the touch, you can go right into a second coat. The instructions on the can will tell you to wait 30 minutes between coats, but I have never found this to be necessary. Usually 3 coats is plenty, but you can apply as many coats as you want. The only time you'll want to sand between coats is if you notice a drip or a run, and then you just hit that lightly, just that area lightly with some sandpaper, smooth it out, and then just go ahead and apply the next coat. It's already pretty much dry to the touch, and that's 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Doesn't take long. After you've applied your final coat, you're not done. And really, this is the most important part of this entire process. This is what separates an amateur looking finish from a pro finish. After you've applied your final coat, when you run your hand over the surface, you're gonna feel a little bit of a kind of bumpiness, like a graininess. Most of this is just from dust particles in the air that have settled on the wet lacquer while it was drying. And there might be some tiny air bubbles there too. You might also notice a little unevenness here and there in the sheen. To buff this out, I like to wad up a piece of craft paper or even just a brown paper bag and just start buffing the surface. Feel free to get pretty aggressive here and just keep feeling with your other hand as you're buffing. It's really kind of magical. You'll notice the surface improving instantly. Keep buffing until you get a great looking smooth satin sheen. But really, the true test is how it feels. I think a quality finish has more to do with its feel rather than its appearance. So this is the quick and easy way I apply finish on almost all of my projects. It almost feels like applying a finish shouldn't be this easy, but it really is. Hey, if you've been thinking about getting started in woodworking and you just don't know where to begin, you're a little bit overwhelmed, I have created a step-by-step approach that will get you started, and you'll actually be building your very first project this weekend. It's called the Weekend Woodworker, and I want you to check it out over at theweekendwoodworker.com. And while you're over there, please download my free guide on how you can get all the tools you'll need for under $1,000. Again, that's theweekendwoodworker.com. Thanks for watching, everybody.